Hello, welcome to Cell Biology SIL1001. In this course, you'll be learning about cell biology, genetics, as well as molecular genetics. Now, before we go any further, I would like to introduce to you, to show you an excellent website that you can learn some basics on genetics and molecular genetics. I mean, nowadays, learning genetics is very, very easy because there's so many resources, there's so many videos on the internet, especially YouTube. You can learn anything from YouTube, but however, please be careful because some of them may not be entirely correct, and some of them may be totally wrong as well. So if you have any problems, if you have any confusion on the websites, on the videos that you see, please do not hesitate to come to me or us, any of the lecturers, and ask about it. Now, the website I want to show you is called the DNA Learning Center. It's quite easy. Well, you just Google, it's already here, but I just want to show you that if you just put in DNA Learning Center, you should get one of the top hits to be this one here, DNALC. If you click that. Now, this website is run by Cold Spring Harbor Laboratories. It is one of the laboratories that a lot of research and developments in genetic takes place. That's where they actually meet and discuss. In fact, the Cold Spring Harbor Laboratories, if I'm not mistaken, they actually produce 8 Nobel Prize winners. So inside this website, you can see here they have a lot of community programs, but of course we won't be able to join that unless you have a lot of money and go there. But I wanted to bring you to these 2 links, these websites and resources. Websites, here you can see here DNA from the beginning, DNA Interactive. You're interested to learn about cancer, about this is a spinal macular. Now this may not be relevant to you in this course. But if you look at this DNA from the beginning, right, you just go into the website and it can, you have options to look at classical genetics, molecules of genetics, and how genes are organized and controlled. If you go into classical genetics, you can zoom in, say for example here, children resemble their parents. It talks about you have the concept, the animation. You'll see some animation on Mendel and the birth of genetics. You can go into the gallery and look at pictures and videos. It's brilliant. There's a lot of information here. I'll just make it a little bit smaller so that you can see it. Okay. See for example this one. It says gene comes in pairs. If you look into the gallery, oh, there's Mendel. This is a young Mendel in 1948. That's an older Mendel. This is right. And if you look here, this is a picture of the monastery, and this is where he actually grew his did his experiments. It's excellent. There are some topics. Gene comes in pairs. Genes don't blend. Some genes are dominant. So the very basics of basic genetics, and later you will see, if you go back to concepts, this is under classical genetics. If you go back, let's see, how do I, okay, here you get molecules of genetics. So it talks about DNA and protein and key molecules. You know, a gene is made of DNA. So there's a whole lot of resources that I would advise you to have a look at. And okay, and then if you go into resources, remember I said there's websites and resources. If you go into resources, now, as I said, learning genetics is never easier now because you have a lot of animation. So here you look at the biology animation library or the 3D animation library. You can get a lot of videos. If you look here, now here in this part of the website, there you go. It says it explains what are Chargaff's ratios. Remember Chargaff's ratio? Chargaff is the guy who separates the bases and found that there is a link between A's and T's and G's and C's. If you don't remember that, you can have a look at it. That's actually the thunder and lightning. But anyway, okay, here for example, you have, this is the structure of DNA, right? DNA unzip. You have how the DNA is packaged. From DNA, how does it become chromosomes? It's just excellent. You can look at how transcription. You can either look at basic, also advanced. It tells you a lot more about the different molecules. You can talk. You can see videos on translation, basic and advanced, replication. And what's also good about this videos is that, let's say you just let me just take one of them. It's not a long video. This one is just like 1 minute and 30 seconds. Alright, so it's not like you have to watch for hours and hours and end. It's just very, very short videos, very straight to the point. It is actually good if for you to have a look at it to get a better understanding of what you're going to study in class. Alright, so have a look, check out this website, DNA Learning Center, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.